Hello everybody, RMJ Movie Reviews. Back again. This time I'm going to review the new Michael Bay movie, the fourth sequel in the Transformers quadrilogy. I don't know what you call the fourth movie. But Transformers Age of Extinction, which I'm not really quite sure if I can explain the plot to you all. I just basically do the best I can. Mark Whalberg is a scientist who lives with his really hot young daughter who runs around in skimpy little shorts, and he finds Optimus Prime while he's looking for other stuff that he likes to collect and manufacture and do scientific stuff. And the government doesn't like Transformers anymore because a bunch of people got killed in the last movie when the building got destroyed and fell over and all that kind of stuff. So they go to Mark Wahlberg's house. He ends up going on a run. They try to kill him, and they figure he knows where Optimus Prime is, so we got to get him. And then you got some evil Decepticons, and then you got some Autobots, and some evil humans, some good humans, and then thus forth explosions and car chases, and people fall through walls, and skies fall, and all that kind of stuff. There, guys, that's the plot of Transformers Age of Extinction. What did I think about Transformers Age of Extinction? Better yet, we all know that a lot of people hate Michael Bay, which his career didn't start out that way. The original Bad Boys, as flawed a movie as that is, I love that movie. I think it was just Michael Bay-ish enough, you know. And plus, it was the mid-'90s too. The Rock, I love The Rock too. It seemed to me that in the beginning of Michael Bay's career with Bad Boys and The Rock, he was controlled. The descent into hell that has become Michael Bay's cinematic universe it started with Armageddon. Armageddon was the beginning of the end, because at the time when I saw Armageddon, I thought it was an okay movie, but in looking at it now, it was the beginning of the end. Because, of course, the tropes that every Michael Bay movie have, which is racist humor, ignorant black people, because Michael Bay loves ignorant black people. He just thinks it's just so hilarious. Obnoxious forced humor. Car chases. Lots of dolly shots. Kind of a sepia kind of orangish look to his films, where the white actor's skin looks orange. Swooping camera angles, car explosions, all those things were there in the first Bad Boys and in The Rock, but they were controlled. Armageddon is when it just went berserk. It just seemed to me that Michael Bay's style of filmmaking is just excessive. Everything is excessive, and there's no structure. It's just excessive. Pile it on. And it started with, like I said, with Armageddon, where the obnoxious humor got worse. Just the flimsy filmmaking just grew. It just got worse, and his movies got longer. He won't cut them. And I know everybody, of course, we know everybody hates Pearl Harbor. Everybody hates Revenge of the Fall. I think Pearl Harbor and Revenge of the Fallen are the two number ones that everybody hates. The Island I actually thought was okay. I didn't mind that movie. But I will say that nobody ever talks about how awful Bad Boys 2 is. I hate Bad Boys 2. I hated it when it came out when I was 21. And I hated it. I hated it so much. It's so different than the first Bad Boys. It's an obnoxious, it's a racist, it's a mean-spirited. It's oh man. I think really between I'd probably say it's either Revenge of the Fallen, Bad Boys 2, and Pearl Harbor are Michael Bay's most obnoxious dreck, man. And I will say I brought those things up because all that is here in Age of Extinction. All the stuff I mentioned, it's all there. Now, they've been saying that stuff has been reined back. It's kind of a yes and no. It's nowhere near as obnoxious as Revenge of the Fallen or Bad Boys 2, where it's not that vile, because those two films are just vile. It's not that bad. It's been reined in a little bit, but still, the forced humor and inappropriate places. I mean, when I say inappropriate places, it's like he just throws things out there. He just throws things up there, and it's just like, if it sticks, if it doesn't, it doesn't. Really, watching a Michael Bay movie is almost like the scene in The Clockwork Orange when they tie Malcolm McDowell in the chair and they force him to look at that stuff. That's what a Michael Bay movie is like, being assaulted on your senses, man. And the movie's 2 hours and 55 minutes. It is draining. It is overly long. I will admit, the very first act of the movie, one thing that kept me interested was Mark Wahlberg. I've grown to be I'm a big fan of Mark Wahlberg. I think he's cut his teeth. He's now a veteran actor now, and he's good here. It's just he's in an awful Michael Bay movie, and that first act when you first met him and his daughter, and kind of the obnoxious partner guy who ends up dying anyway. I don't care. You guys, he gets killed. I like that part of the movie, and when the car chases first started, it was all right. But it goes on and 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 it doesn't stop. It's just so excessive. Guys, I don't know if I'm the only one. I remember when I watched Revenge of the Fallen, when I watched Bad Boys 2. In particular, I bring up Bad Boys 2 because only reviewers knock it. Fans don't seem to knock it, but I hate Bad Boys 2. But the thing is that in Bad Boys 2, that movie ran on so long to a point where I didn't know who Martin Lawrence and Will Smith were chasing. I didn't know what they were talking about. I completely lost track of the story, and I didn't know what was going on. And the same thing happened to me here with Age of Extinction. It goes on and on. It's so long. You're seeing all these car chases that you just lose track of what's going on. Your brain becomes numb. And I don't know what the hell is going on. And I don't care. It's just not stopping. You're beating the hell out of me. Like Denzel in Glory, when the tear comes down his eye. You're just assaulting my senses. And the thing is, you can, and how dare me, people, I compare Steven Spielberg and Michael Bay. Don't bash me too bad. But like Jurassic Park, okay? I compare the two because they both do spectacle filmmaking, right? Okay, like in Jurassic Park, okay, you can see that there's structure, there's filmmaking. The action sequences are parceled out at certain time limits. There's beats to the action. You know what I mean? Like, or for example, the scene where the spitter dinosaur gets the guy. We all know when that movie first came out, everybody in the audience believed it was a nice dinosaur. And then that thing said, "Kss," and it spit on the dude's face and the whole room screamed. But there was a flow to that scene. You know what I mean? It was trick the audience, let them feel comfortable. It's a nice dinosaur, fat scientist guy, stick, stupid, stick. And then the thing turns into what it really is and it kills him. Michael Bay does not have that subtlety to his filmmaking. He just he just assaults you, man. And even in Jurassic Park, yes, there's scenes where there's lots of dinosaurs, but even then, you don't just get gigantic 50,000 hordes of dinosaurs attacking people at once. The Transformers are flying here and there, and then there's cars and there's people falling out of windows and this and that. My brain is on overload. I lose track of if the humans are flying here and there. I don't know what the hell is going on, and it's just sensory overload, man. This is the exact same movie as the first three. There's nothing different here. The only difference is Mark Wahlberg is in it, and you got Stanley Tucci. Mark Whalberg and Stanley Tucci are the only, honestly, two good things about the movie, other than the dolly work and the stunt work, which, of course, it's good. But it's like, can you give me a decent story? Can you involve me? Can you not beat the hell out of my ears and my brains and my eyes and just make my brain just mush by the time I leave the movie theater? One thing I will agree with, I like the Schmo No review guys. I love those guys. I will agree that the guy who's Mark Wahlberg's daughter's boyfriend, and I'm not like when I make criticisms and stuff, I'm not saying anything about the actual person or the actors or anything. I'm just talking about their characters in the film and how they were played in that particular film I'm talking about. So I'm not saying anything disparaging about this guy, you know, but I hated his character. He was just annoying. There's a scene where like Mark Wahlberg is going to drive the car, and then his hand comes into the frame and he goes, "No, she's my girlfriend. I'll do it. You're a father." And I'm like, "Oh, why are you here? Go away. Just leave." I really wish they would have got... I hate that character. You know what I mean? Oh, man. He my God, he is such a lifeless, dull... Oh, my God. He's... I don't know what he is. He's just an Abercrombie model. That's all he is, man. I mean, when him and Mark Wahlberg have to exchange dialogue, it was painful. It was so painful. I was hoping that one of the Decepticons would throw that bomb thing at him and burn him. And he never died. He makes it till the end of the movie. I was just thinking, my God, make it stop. You know, so that's pretty much all I can say about Age of Extinction. It's just another assault on the senses. I didn't even particularly find the action sequences to be that exciting or fun. I mean, I will admit that in the third film, Dark of the Moon, when that building broke in half and everybody's sliding down the floor and flying out the windows, that was badass. That was actually exciting, you know. But unfortunately, in this movie, Michael Bay doesn't do anything that even tops that scene from that third movie. It's just kind of just... I mean, and they kind of a little bit kind of go the route of kind of Transformers, Aliens kind of thing, and there's kind of some set designs on this ship that kind of looks like something out of Ridley Scott Alien or James Cameron Aliens. And I think, in my opinion, I think they should have went that route. I think they should have took the story out of Earth and took it into like almost like the Transformers cartoon movie from '86, where it's like really take advantage of humans in this alien world. I thought that would have been a cooler route to go. Because the whole humans on Earth and screaming and the Autobots standing in buildings and cars flipping over, it's just old, man. So really for me, the first act of the movie I liked, and I love Mark Whalberg and I love Stanley Tucci. They're the only things that kept me in the movie theater, because after the first act, I just lost interest and didn't care anymore. There's one cool little scene where they're like crawling across these wires. But even then, I was surprised Michael Bay didn't even do anything with that action sequence. So, I don't know. And another thing is Hans Zimmer. I'm surprised Hans Zimmer did the music, because the score is so just bland. I saw on TV that he was going to do the score, so I thought Hans Zimmer was going to bring something like big to it. But it just kind of just sounds like... I don't know. It doesn't sound good. So, I don't know. Transformers Age of Extinction... I could only say I thought it was okay for Whalberg, Stanley Tucci, and the first act of the movie, which I liked, but it just kept going on, and it wore me out, man. It really just wore me out. You know. Side note, they showed a trailer for the new Planet of the Apes movie. I really want to see that. It looks like it's going to be creepy. And I want to check that out. And there's another movie that looks basically like Twister, but it's called Into the Storm, with a bunch of no-name actors and great special effects. But I'm pretty sure they probably did that because they wanted to save all the money for the special effects, so that way they could pay the actors less. Probably. I'm just guessing. I don't know. But those two movies I saw the trailers for, I want to see. And of course, guys, what a surprise. They didn't have a PG-13 trailer for Expendables 3 that features all the Twilight kids. They didn't have that, so oh well. So those are my thoughts on Transformers Age of Extinction. You guys, please, if you're subscribed to my channel, you come across my review, leave some comments on my board. We can discuss, you know, how you guys feel about Michael Bay's movies. I mean, Michael Bay is just like a kid. I mean, he's like a kid who's just been let loose, and I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I don't know what my next movie review is going to be. I was kind of deciding whether I was going to do a retro review and review something, an older film, or a TV show on DVD. I'm kind of trying to decide, because I bought some new flicks and I'm looking forward to doing that. So I don't know what the next review is going to be, but catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.